It's obvious that it's very important to learn how to edit, to build a story. And it's my impression that in this part of the world, going back, let's just say 10, 20 years, the editor was considered as a technician and not as a creative person. And I think it's very wrong, because it's very important now, if you have a lot of material, maybe 50 hours, 100 hours of material, that you have somebody who is able to have an overview and find the right moments to build the story, to construct it, actually. That's the editor. I would say it's a cliche, but I think most documentaries are too long. I mean, there is a limit. I mean, it's Orson Welles, the big name in cinema. He said something very important. He said, you have to learn to kill your darlings. And what he meant was that even if it took you so much effort to make this scene, and it's so beautiful, but it doesn't fit in. You have to take it out. And this is something that many people don't do. The same thing is that you need, talking about editing, you need an editor who's not the director. I think it's very important. And I know it's very, very, I don't want anyone to cut in my flesh, so to say. I want to do the editing myself. But it's good to have a distance and to have somebody come in and do it, and to be a partner also. Sound is very important. Unfortunately, in this country, you are doing dubbing, meaning that the sound man who's been, working with all the small sounds and so on, his work is suddenly, killed because somebody is telling what is happening. A voiceover. This is something that is very wrong. And then the direction, because documentary is also about direction. Of course, you cannot just go in and film. You have to know what you're going to film and what is your intention, and so on. So if you ask somebody to do something, then you are kind of staging. If you ask somebody to say something, you are staging. In many cases, I would say that a documentary director who's done a lot of research without camera, he comes back with the camera and he wants the person or the persons to do the same as they have done so many other times without camera. So it's a stage, it's being staged, but on the other hand, it's quite as truthful, I would say, as if it was not staged. And sometimes you have to set up some things to get close to the let's call it authenticity, truthfulness. I think authenticity is a very important word in connection with documentaries. The question is that if you are watching a film and you feel like, okay, this is being set up, and you feel uncomfortable with that, then something is wrong with the film, in a way. It is important to have production companies and producers who are able to help the director, not only to get the money, because that's, of course, this is important, but also to be critical eyes, to be a partner with the director, to discuss the things and so on, to argue. And for that, if you want to be international, of course, it's very simple. You have to be able to speak English. And if you want to be international, you have to be able to travel. And that's why I was talking about yesterday also that there are some possibilities not very far from here. For instance, in Latvia, in Riga, what is that, 1 hour from here by plane? And there is a pitching forum there, and this is very important, to go and meet people, to create a network. Objective, it doesn't exist. It's journalism. Journalists are expected to be to seek for objectivity, of course. If you have an issue, then you hear one part, but you also hear the other part. Documentaries are in a privileged situation. They can be very one-sided. Really looking at it from one side. They should find the truth. But come on, there are many truths. There are many truths about the world. It's whenever you put the camera in a position, you have made a choice, and therefore you have gone away from objectivity already. There, you are being subjective. Whenever you are editing a scene, you are making some choices, and it's you are making those choices, not anyone else. So it's also subjective. So it belongs to journalism. I think this concept of what a documentary should be, to hear the other side. Sorry.